Welcome back to Real Estate Radio San Antonio with Carla and Stan. And oh boy, I'm tongue-tied. I'll slow down because Donna's going to jump on me for talking too fast. So here we go, a little slower. Please feel free to text us at 210-708-3152, or you can email, or you can go online to realestateradio.sa.com. That's realestateradio.sa.com. We've got a contact button on there, and you can leave us some of your messages and some of your questions. And we try to address these throughout our shows. So what we want to do is bring relevant information to San Antonio, and so give us some of your ideas of what we can talk about. So go there to realestateradio.sa.com and just hit that contact button. And don't forget that you can sign up for free exclusive tips and advice by going online there also. But go see Ed. I like that. It really caught my attention. What is it about, and how did you come up with this very, very catchy title?
Catchy title, isn't it? Well, there's a really famous and well-to-do guy here in town that says, "Go see Red."
Oh, yeah.
So I figured it worked for Red, so it wouldn't hurt for Ed, right? So we started saying, go see Ed. And any time anybody has tax problems, or they're complaining about the IRS, or they're complaining about, I'm paying too much taxes, and we figured it'd just be simple to say, go see Ed, and that's been the catchphrase around San Antonio and South Texas, go see Ed.
It's great. I like it. A lot.
I like it a lot. Well, Ed, we have talked a little bit, or we've touched on tax strategies, but we haven't really talked about what's the difference between the tax strategy and tax preparation.
And before you start, I just want to say something about Carla and I. We have never really had a tax strategy. We've always had tax preparation until we got with you. And so this is kind of close to our heart also.
Yeah, and exactly. I mean, great question. And that's usually the question that I tell folks, do you know the difference? Do you understand the difference? And I'll explain. Tax prep is I do it myself. Here's my paperwork. Get it done. And just get it done before April 15th. Mm-hmm. So tax prep, either you're going to be happy or you're sad. One of the two. I mean, that's the bottom line, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know how you guys felt before. Were you happy or sad? But you then wish, when you're sad, you wish somebody would have told you, these are the things that you could have done prior to the end of the year last year. And right now, it's the most precious time. You got 21 days before the end of the year to take advantage of strategies. Strategies are about asking about what other deductions could you take to lower your taxable income. For instance, if you own a company, you've got to be asking what does my company need to lower my tax income. If you're personal, you've got to be asking yourself, well, what can I do to lower my taxable income? And on the personal side, there's some things called IRAs. There's things that you can have a home-based business. You can do a startup of a home-based business, and that would cause additional lowering your taxable income. So there are steps that you can do, and that's what strategy is about. Taking steps, whether it's a difference of wanting to pay $10,000 in taxable income in taxes, or lowering them to maybe $5,000 or $7,000. But when you get tax prep, basically you just get what you put into it. And again, either you're going to be happy or sad.
You don't know until you get that submitted, and you're like, here's your taxes.
Exactly.
Right?
And you look at the bottom line, and if it says you owe, you're not happy.
Yeah, it's too late after you've got it prepared and you're in 2015. So how often do you hold your strategy shows?
Well, we are up to 80 shows a year now.
Oh my gosh!
And yes,
Wow.
how it started?
How did it grow?
It just started with 12 shows, one a month. And what's happened is that every month somebody walks into our tax strategies and then to our tax strategy shows and says, "Hey, can you do one of those for our group?" So it's either the Greater Chamber, the North Chamber, Hispanic Chamber, Asian Chamber. All of these folks come out and then they start asking. So the more exposure we've gotten, the more we've gotten asked to do the shows. So my guess is it probably moved to about 120 next year.
Oh my gosh.
And we'll just and I'll have to replicate myself because I
Yeah.
can't do them all. But
So you've got a team in there you're training.
that is correct because all my folks, all the way to the front desk gal, they have to know tax strategies. They have to understand it. So we do a very unique thing in our company. We have a 7:30 Saturday training. Every Saturday, everyone must attend. And we talk about tax strategies, how it helps clients, what we can do, and what we're going to do. And so everyone, from tax accountants to the accountants to the receptionists to the admin folks, they're all aware of tax strategies.
Wow.
I mean, I just think about that, and I remember you telling me if you can't be part of that 7:30 meeting on Saturday a.m., then you can't work for my company.
That's exactly it. We're very disciplined about the game.
Yeah.
It's a game, and if we don't all are on the same page, how can we all work together?
I mean, to me, that's discipline, and that's
it's
training, it's regimented, it's on the top of your game.
yeah, we're getting new ideas coming across Premier Fidelity. I know that.
As I look over at Stan, I'm like,
I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, the crew may not be real excited when we get back with this, but we'll see what happens. If you've just tuned in, you're listening to Real Estate Radio San Antonio with Carla and Stan, and we're here with Ed Guerrero of Guerrero CPA here in San Antonio.
so on your tax strategies, who would benefit from attending, and what would they get out of it?
Well, like this event that's coming up, we have the second Friday. The first and second Fridays are folks that want to take vacations and learn how to write off their vacation. So you really can't write off your vacation.
Right.
No.
However, if you're in the business of the travel business, then you can legitimately write off a % of your vacation. So we teach people how to do it, what they need to do, what is the structure they need to put in. And so they get the benefit from the tax strategy.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And our third and the third week on our third Friday is the personal and business tax strategy. And that one, we teach business owners and individuals how to take advantage of tax strategies that they might not know how to implement.
Yeah. Hey, we're part of the Real Estate Radio Network, which is out of San Diego. So we have to attend meetings in San Diego for training and to keep us up on the media business here. And it's kind of enjoyable to be able to have a place to go to, and it is tax deductible and kind of serves us two purposes. Where we do business and it allows us to have a little time away also while we're there. So.
Well, San Diego's a beautiful place to go.
Yeah,
if you can write it off and go to San Diego, go.
So yeah, I'm glad the headquarters are there in San Diego. So that makes it nice. Yeah. So.
Well, that's the beauty of when you go to these trips and you're really taking this the conference and you're learning. It's embedded inside, so you get to write this off and enjoy the area.
It is.
So it's legit.
Exactly.
It's legit.
And that's what we're all doing. We're talking about things that you can do and to make sure you lower your taxes.
That are real items.
That are legitimate things. That's
Absolutely
right.
So we're talking about entitlement here is what we're talking about.
You're talking about taking back your money that you've given away.
That's right.
Well, so this is why they say go see Ed, so you get some of that money back.
You've got to get some of that money back so you can go and buy some real estate.
That's right.
I like your thinking. It's getting better and better. Yeah. Good.
All right, and for those that have a small to medium business, can you help? How can a CPA help grow their business?
Well, what we do in the CPA side is once we get your system in place, so it's not only your tax strategy system, but it's your keeping your book systems and having your financials and teaching you how to read your financials. We start having you understand what your profit and loss is saying to you. Because a profit and loss should be talking to you, literally. But some of us never hear it, so we don't know what it's saying. And sometimes your profit and loss will tell you need to raise prices. You need to lower your expenses. I had a case the other day, last week, in fact, where one of the individuals came in and they were very disgruntled because they hadn't really done a good job the whole year. And I had told them a while back, you might want to look at raising your prices. But they didn't know exactly how much, what was it. So we basically got down to the bare bones and said, okay, here's your prices. This is what you got to raise them at. What do you want your net profit to be? So we worked from the bottom up on their profit and loss, and we were able to really define where their business model need to be, so they could make a profit. Whereas they were making losses, so now we've got them making profits. Now they're happy.
Yeah. Well, I know that you work on that, and you have a lot of passion. I know the first time I entered your office, I felt like I didn't know if I was in a TV production room or if I had a mad scientist counter. But what do you have, 5 or 6 screens?
It's a mad scientist. It's a mad scientist. Yeah.
I mean, you've got computers going everywhere and screens. It's almost amazing. It's like trying to figure out what's going on. But you've got programs that answer every one of our questions that we. It was quick. It was just snap of the fingers, and that's what I really appreciate. Yeah.
And I love having my books done every month by his accountant that takes care of them. So if I do a business expense on the credit card or whatever, I save the receipt, get it over to her. She takes it off our credit card statements, and everything's balanced. So it's just, I want to say it's a good job. So before we go to break, I do want to mention that Ed does have another show coming up. Your next show is on the 19th?
Is it the 19th?
I believe so, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty close to Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're still giving a bunch of Christmas presents away.
But that will be at Perico's?
That'll be at Perico's, that's correct.
Perico's, and that's on Sonterra.
That is correct.
Okay.
Sonterra.
Well, we're going to go on a quick break here. We're going to be back. We're going to ask Ed how we get information on attending that, what exactly it's going to be. We're going to find out some of this information, so you won't want to go away. You won't want to miss what Ed's got to say when you go see Ed. See you in a couple moments.